Hello everyone from Montessori Center Room. This is Shannon again. I am excited to show you some plants that I have. As you may be able to tell from looking around the background, I have lots and lots of plants because I love them so much. They give us air to breathe, and they can also give us food and things like that. So I want to show you that we're going to do some repotting today, but I wanted to show you what I have I can't do all of these today, but I'm going to show you just a couple. So for my garden this summer, I'm planning to plant very soon some basil, some curly kale, another herb called cilantro, and this is good for, basil is good for Italian cooking. Cilantro is good for South American or Mexican cooking. Kale is just a great healthy salad green, gives you super good amount of vitamins and minerals. Sorry, the lighting is pretty bad right now. And then we also have another great green, just some curly lettuce and some tomatoes. I love tomatoes. They're great in salads, or you can just eat them like an apple, which is what my son used to do when he was little. And I also have already potted some, let's get the light. There's the right light. There it is. We have some oregano that I've already planted. This is also from, it's an Italian herb traditionally. And then we have some chives, and this I got from my brother's yard. It's kind of like an onion. It tastes a lot like an onion, so you can use that in place of green onions or white onions if you don't have any of those. So today, oh, that lighting is much better. Today I have two beautiful new pots and some flowers. So these are flowers, and you always have to pay attention with plants as to what kind of sun and water they like. So these plants in particular, it says on the little card that they like bright light. So I'm going to put them in the window in my living room. I'll just show you where that is in just a moment. And there's also this one that's called a Christmas cactus. Right now it's blooming. It only blooms once a year. Typically it blooms near Christmas time, but right now it's blooming in the spring. So I just wanted to show you where these pots are going to go that I got a few weeks ago. So I'm just going to carry them over to where they're going to be because I want you to see that they're going to be in a very sunny spot. So before, in one of the videos, I was reading outside in a brown chair, and you can see it right there. And I have that huge, beautiful oak tree in my yard. And we have these gorgeous big windows that give plants lots and lots of sunlight. So there's some plants that don't like a lot of sunlight, like this one, a fiddle leaf fig tree. And that's why this one is over in the dark, kind of in a corner where it doesn't get direct sunlight, but it just gets sunlight from the room itself. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a little bit about how to repot a plant. So when you get a plant from the store, it's going to come in a little green or brown plastic container, and you can tell it's plastic because I can squeeze it and it's soft. These containers are very hard, and they're going to hold the water really well and let the plants live for a long time. So some things that you can help with is looking for the labels. And I don't know if you can see this, but there are, if you can't read yet, you can see that this one has a full sunshine. If it's not going to like bright light, it'll have like half of a sunshine listed, or if it likes shade, then it'll be a dark circle, and that means that plant does not like a lot of sun. So you can tell from these little cards as to where your plant is going to grow the best, if it's going to be in full sun, partial sun, or in the shade. I have some fern plants that, believe it or not, even though they need the sunlight to grow, they grow best in the shade. So if we have time at the end, I'll show you some of those. All right, so I brought in from the garage a nice big bin full of soil. I'm just going to put this right here. So if you're helping someone, you're going to need a step stool for sure. And I think I'm going to put these over here. And this bin is really heavy. It's going to go over here. All right, so I need my pot, I need water. I'm probably going to need a shovel. Otherwise, we have to use your hands. That'd be too messy. So, to begin, we're going to, oops, I just realized I need something for the bottom. There's a hole in the bottom. And I need to make sure that I either have a coating at the bottom or something that's going to go underneath the pot. And I don't have something for underneath, so I'm going to need to put something in the very bottom that will not let the water go through so much. What could that be? Okay. All right, so I found this ball jar lid, part of a lid, and I'm going to put this at the very bottom of my pot. So that'll keep the water from going all the way through and onto my floor. So this is a part you could help with, putting in the soil. So I'm going to fill it up about 2/3 of the way. Let's see. I wonder how many scoops I've already put in. Probably about 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let's keep counting. 9, 10, 11, and some extra. After 11 comes 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I'm about 2/3 of the way full. So I'm going to put a little bit of water into the pot. All right, now we're ready for a little bit more soil. So we stopped with 15. Let's count from there. 15, 16, 17, 18. Some of this needs broken up. If you find clumps of dirt, you can use the side of your shovel to break them up. And I forget if we were at 17 or 18. Let's say 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. I think that's going to be enough. So I fill it almost to the top, and then to try to make a hole that's about as big as the pot, or the plant rather, that I'm going to be putting in here. So I'm making this hole with the sides of my shovel. And then comes another part that you could help with, and that is making sure the plant is ready to go. So what we do to get the plant ready is it's been growing in here for a long time, and so the roots are very strong and healthy. But they're strong and healthy for this pot. We want it to get comfortable and familiar with its new home in this pot. So what we do is we squeeze it. Oh, did you see it starting to pop out? It's starting to pop out. And you know what else I noticed? That there are different root systems. I can see that there's one plant here and one plant here. So I'm going to make sure that I try to keep them nice and tight together because they've been in the same pot for a long time. So we squeeze, hold the plant over the pot, and then slowly pull off. Ah, look at that. Lots of good soil came out with lots of good fertilizer in there. I see those little white balls. That's fertilizer. And it's good for the plants to eat, but never for humans. All right. So you can see how that's split right down the middle where those two plants are, but we're going to plant them together. So I fit them in. And then you need to really squeeze and hug the dirt around those two plants. So I'm taking my hands and squeezing it towards the middle. And then I'm going to take the base of the plant like this. I'm going to put it between my hands and then push down. Like this, and then push down. So it's nice and settled and stable in there. So by doing that, by pushing and making sure that it's nice and solid and stable in there, I took a lot of the dirt from the sides. So I'm going to need to put some extra in there. Okay. Now, if when I push down, everything seems like it's on the same level, then I know that I have enough soil or dirt in the pot. And right now I can feel that it's very unlevel. So I need it to be firmly planted and all the way straight across the top. So I'm going to keep going until I find that balance. Pull this plant aside and then press the dirt down nice and firm. It's like making a new home for the plants. You want it to be super stable and strong. Lift up the leaves and then tuck in the soil. It's pretty level on this side. And then this side it's a little soft still. Alright, so you can use your fingers or you can use your knuckles to press down. Make it really firm, like it feels like just hard ground, really. Not cement hard, but harder than a pillow, that's for sure. So now that it's nice and firm, now I'm going to start to clean up a little bit. Rinse out the pot that it came in. That aside. And then once your plant is firmly and secure in its new home, then you can sprinkle just a gentle bit of water to make it grow. All right, so here is our newly planted Christmas cactus. And I'm going to see if I can do this all by myself. Oh boy, it's still dirty on the bottom. So I think I'm going to do that in a little bit when you guys aren't here, and then I'll send you a picture of what it looks like in the window. But I wanted to show you, as we said before, this plant likes lots of sun. And then I told you there are some plants that don't like a lot of sun. They do best in the shade. So I'll show you those. And I keep these where the blinds are closed. And these are called ferns. And interestingly, they really like spraying their leaves with water. So I do this every day. And if you get some ferns at your house, then you can spray them with a spray bottle every day too. I usually do it about 10 times. These are all 3 ferns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then this one needs its 10 too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so there you go. That's a little bit about planting. And I hope you all find some things in your house that grow. And if you don't find anything in your house that grows, look outside. There are so many things that are growing. The grass is growing, the trees are growing, and there are lots of other plants that I'm sure you can find outside. All right, thanks everyone.